Hey, what's up, CAUSENETIC family?
Welcome to the CAUSENETIC podcast.
CAUSENETIC means being a person or thing that gives rise to a phenomenon that is dynamic or energizing.
We're tackling topics and telling the truth.
Hey, I'm Keith Benson.
And I'm Rodrigo Ross.
Hey, so today what we're going to talk about is be like the Jetsons.
That was the sound that they made in the Jetsons.
But here's the thing, though, is that I know some folks who are out here listening right now, the Jetsons.
The Jetsons?
Yeah, but look, the Jetsons were all about innovation. Like, when you think about the Jetsons and you go back, those guys were thinking about the future. Did you know, fun fact right here, Hanna-Barbera, they created the Flintstones first, and then they created the Jetsons.
Okay.
So for those of y'all who don't know, so this was back in 1962.
Before I was born, way before. Yeah, just keep talking. Just keep talking.
I ain't gonna do that. And so here, think about this now. You got this man, this organization.
Yep.
That is creating prehistoric things and futuristic things.
Right.
Like, you gotta have
living
a
in
mindset.
both sides.
Yeah.
And why is that relevant today? Because today, everyone that's joining us is here for the innovation series where we're talking about tapping in to that innovative side. And so we're gonna use the Jetsons. I love it.
Cause see, I think we gotta be more like Hannah and them.
Okay, Hannah and them.
Yeah. Hanna-Barbera and
Hanna-Barbera and them. Okay.
So, as a while, we've been around for a long time.
Long time.
A very long time. And we've done a lot of great things, right? But then this thing called the pandemic hit us right here. And it's not the first time that the Wise had to deal with the pandemic, right? Because we've been around that long.
Right.
But we still have people operating in pre-pandemic ways. And we're looking at something
in a post-pandemic society, huh?
Right. And because our society's been disrupted right now.
Yeah.
And in our programming of how we reach young people, how we reach families, those things are changing right now. And so we as the YMCA, we got to be creative and innovative to be able to think about futuristic things like the Jetsons.
Like the Jetsons did.
Yeah.
So at the time that the Jetsons came on, right, they really did things that were considered provocative for that time frame, right? Like, they had drones and they had video conferencing and they had cars that flew and like that was, and it was supposed to be set in what, 2062?
Right.
So it was 1962 when it happened. 2062. And even in that, there had to be a set of people who just unleashed, right, their creativity so much that they could actually think and just conceptualize these things 100 years in front. It didn't take us 100 years to get there, because most of this stuff we have now.
It got it going on there. Drones, holograms. I just watched Michael Jackson in Vegas in the hologram. I almost reached
Michael's not here with us anymore.
I know. But like, holograms are a real thing. Like, people got whole shows. I saw Whitney had one for Whitney Houston show. Like, and you got to pay top price.
You had to remind yourself that's not really them.
I'm just saying, Michael looked real. Like, I was on the second row too. And so, but how do we as the Y? Here's what I get astounded by. We got Y folks, so Dallas is doing it right when it comes to esports.
Oh, are we? And who's leading up the esports for Dallas that we're doing it so right?
I ain't gonna say. But we're getting calls about people even thinking about doing esports.
Right.
When esports is already in.
Yeah, it's time to stop thinking.
YMCA, when are we going to catch up and do this right now? You say, well, because we think in such traditional ways, we think that we got to build this whole building and room and equipment and all of that, because that's our traditional thinking, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have to do that. There's this thing called the virtual space that you can do it and do it well with very little money down. But you know what? We're not talking about just esports today. Give me a call. We'll talk about what's going on with that.
Because he's the esports guru. But we're moving on.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. But you know, when you're talking about innovation and where you're thinking about what you need to do in service to innovation, there's more than one kind of innovation, right? And I think that when people know that, they know how to attack a problem. So there are really 4 kinds of innovation.
Okay.
Number 1, disruptive innovation. That happens to be my favorite because I'm a habitual line stepper. I like disruptive on the line.
She all up in your property.
Kick the line.
Not at the property line, but she at your doorsteps.
Sorry, not sorry. I am. I like disruptive innovation. It is the kind where you just kind of blow things up, start anew, keep some of the pieces that were working before, but really push yourself to the limits in terms of creativity. The other one is incremental innovation, which is probably more comfortable for people. Like, take a piece, see how it works, add another piece, see how that works, layering things on, right? If you're not a person who really does well with abrupt changes, then maybe incremental innovation is the way you should go. Sustaining innovation, right? This is the idea of you thinking of things that are going to have really long-term impact, right? You're trying to implement strategies, things, policies, practices, and procedures that people like me aren't going to look to blow up in the next 5 months. And then, of course, there's radical innovation. And we've talked about radical, this idea of radical before, and trying to change the narrative that radical isn't always negative. Sometimes radical just means it is so innovative and so different than what you're doing right now that it just seems like a mind-blowing concept.
So it's like
4 kinds.
Innovation being this unrelenting drive to just go far past the status quo. Like, how are you bold enough? It's almost like when you're little kids, like, I dare you to do that. Here's the line read. I dare you to step across.
I stepped on that line.
And it's like, but we have to do that in our thinking. It's like, how do you have this autonomy? How do you have this freedom to be able to dream and be able to do what's in the back of your mind? It's like, bring that on out. I think as leaders, we have the opportunity to be CEOs in our own space. Like, dominate your space. I know there's only one CEO in our organization, and I don't want to be that person for Dallas. Why? Kirk Hazelbaker is that man right there, and he's giving that guidance and direction to be able to do that. But what he challenges us to do is dare to be different in our own space. How are you the CEO in your own space? And so in your community, like, people should know you as that CEO. They should almost mistakenly say that you're the CEO, you oversee everything. Whoa.
Wait a minute now. Don't get me in trouble.
Yeah, but we got to have that drive to be able to see past that status quo.
And you know, innovation, it happens when you are intentional about a couple of things. You want to hear some of the couple of things you should be intentional
Let's
about?
go for it.
So one of the things is you got to surround yourself with inspiration. You know, folks who are always down and don't ever believe that things can change, or don't ever believe that things can be better or different, that thought process is contagious. When you with downer folks,
get them out of your system.
The
get them out.
You know,
get
you're
out.
a downer.
Get them out.
The other thing is, you got to get your buddy. You got to get you a truth teller, somebody that'll walk alongside of you and say, hey, that's a good idea, keep going. I know it's hard, you're onto something, or what about this? Or just
go, Rob.
You pushed me like that.
Go, Rob. I got your back, Rob. Right in the back.
Yeah, that didn't feel like
But if you don't have a truth teller to go along with you, I mean,
that's the game changer right there.
You can't go get your buddy.
No.
Like, come on, buddy, let's go. Because your buddy sometimes gonna. If you got a buddy that's a truth teller, then there's a difference right there. I'm talking about somebody who's gonna be blunt on it. Look, man.
Like, this is not it.
Yeah,
you're doing this for the wrong reason.
Got a little CLM coming up there, a little career limited move right there. Do you have friends to be able to honestly tell you that right there?
Get those and pick your buddy. The other thing is, pick small projects, right? Like, get your feet wet in the innovation space. If you don't necessarily see yourself as a particularly innovative person, then you have to build that muscle. It's like any other thing. When you decide that you want to be a runner, you don't just go and put some sneakers on and run a marathon. Like, you train and you begin to train your muscles and your body, and you finesse your technique. Well, it's the same thing. Start with small projects and be innovative and see how it works, and you know, go from there. You got to flip your assumptions, right? Sometimes you just got to get the negative talk out of your mind. You got to just do things with your eyes shut, know it's going to work out. I'm not going to be negative, and if it doesn't come out the way that I thought it was, I am resourceful enough to figure it out. We're going to keep on going. And then you got to ask yourself, what would my hero do? That's probably my favorite part.
You know what? I was looking at you. Tell me about what would your hero do?
So my hero would be unapologetic about the innovative stuff that they put out. I find sometimes when I get in an innovative space and I'm really thinking what I consider to be thinking really out of the box and doing stuff, I almost pull back and I apologize if you don't like this part, or I apologize. But my superhero would just stand there in the wind with the cape flapping. It would be a sparkly cape too. It would be sequins, and they would have like very nice shoes and everything. But they would stand there like, look how I'm making the world. But the hero got good shoes.
Let me tell you about my man Henry Ford.
Okay.
Henry said, had I asked the public what they wanted back when he was thinking about a car, he said they probably would have said a faster horse.
See?
Now, see, he took that horse and changed that into horsepower.
And he was unapologetic.
And then that thing ended up creating a Mustang, and that's our horse.
He didn't stand there, oh, I'm sorry I didn't think about you guys' horse. I'm sorry I didn't.
He was trying to change transportation, how people moved about.
He changed society by just being unapologetic. And so think about, what would my hero do? Because people consider their heroes to be fearless, right? And brave and all that kind of stuff. So, get in touch with those same attributes and what would your hero do? That's the way you get to be innovative.
Go for it. Change the narrative about what's going on. You have the opportunity to be able to do that, and I encourage you strongly to go out there, dominate the space that you're in.
And you're already taking an amazing step towards that today by participating in activities like this, like the innovation series. Go on Link and learn more. Listen to other people who have done amazing things. Read up on what innovation takes. Build up your competencies and your capacities to be innovative, and let it go. Man, where will this why be if every one of our leaders just leaned in to their ability to be innovative and to create innovative solutions for some of the societal ills that we say as a movement that we are here to challenge and to serve or to dismantle. Imagine if everyone who was employed or volunteered with or was a program participant in with the YMCA really leaned in and embraced their innovative spirit. I don't know if there's anything that we probably couldn't accomplish.
So look, we want you guys enjoy your day, enjoy this time right now, and enjoy the innovation series that is out there.
And check out the CAUSENETIC podcast on Link under the innovation tab or on any platform where you get your podcast.
Hey, and look, do us a favor, subscribe to us weekly.
And give me a 5-star review. Well, Keith will get it too, because you can't really separate it. Well, yeah, so just give us a 5-star review. Yeah.
And look, as always,
be dynamic.
be phenomenal.
Be CAUSENETIC.